Have you ever felt vulnerable, completely unable to tackle a task, maybe a relationship to get into or a venture to get started in business, maybe a diet to start or some other thing that you thought I'd like to, but I just feel too vulnerable, too weak. I don't even dare. My dad used to say, begun is half done. I think Ruth was a begun is half done kind of lady. Her husband came to the land of Moab during a famine, and he was struck by her. She was obviously a positive, warm, kind individual. And so when her husband passed away, she was brokenhearted. And then her brother-in-law passed away, her dad-in-law, all of the men in her life, all of the people who would have given security, except one. Her mother-in-law's name was Naomi, and she was elderly. And Ruth decided that she wouldn't abandon Naomi as she went back penniless to Israel. She said, in fact, I trust in you, so your God will be my God, your people will be my people. And the old King James, I love it, says, whither thou goest, I will go. It was her moment of conversion, if you will, where she said, I'm going to trust in the God of Naomi. Isn't it wonderful to think that in our weakness, we can be made strong, and we, having our faith, even if we don't feel strong at the time, can influence people around us. And that's what happened with Ruth and her relationship with Naomi. But Ruth followed her mom-in-law, Orpah, who's the modern name of Oprah, went and started another venture. But Naomi and Ruth traveled together back to Israel, where a distant relative named Boaz owned a field. Ruth took a risk. She asked if there was some chance that she could glean grain. She slept on the edges of the field, and Boaz favored her. In fact, Ruth 2:15-16 said, when she rose to glean, Boaz instructed the young men, saying, let her go glean, even among the sheaves, and do not reproach her. Let her go get the good grain, even though it's a famine. And God was so with her in her weakness, in her vulnerability, in her faith, that she walked away with her arms loaded up with wheat, approximately 30 pounds worth of wheat, which was a huge amount during a famine. There's a lesson for us there. When we choose to trust God and become vulnerable and start over again, God walks with us as we walk with him. In our weakness, God proves his strength. If we were to look at what happened in Ruth's life, it's not just the immediate provision that's amazing. Of course, she married Boaz, who was in the lineage of Obed, who was in the lineage of David, who was in the lineage of, you might know where I'm going, of Jesus, our Savior. Weakness into strength that can be used for generations to come if we give our vulnerability to God, and if we continue to walk with him as he continues to walk with us. He will show strength in our life that will go on for generations. What would God call you to attempt today that you might have never dreamed of yesterday, that the future you would be proud of when you looked in the mirror? I want to challenge you. Start that diet. Think about that savings account. Get rid of that debt. Consider that new venture. Go ahead. Go after that relationship. Walk with God, and he will walk with you. And you'll see your vulnerability will become your great strength through the power of God. I'm Pastor Tim, and this has been our one-a-day journey of faith. God bless you.